high 80s right now.
Okay.
I made like 7 pars and an 8.
Okay.
You
And
know,
is it this guy that does it?
It does.
Let's see it. So let's jump right into the driver.
Okay.
Leaving too much behind, you know, not hitting the biggest, longest club in the bag. We need the advantage it gives us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so target line right down the little valley between the red and the green flag.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What kind of swing thoughts do you have on your mind? What are you trying to pull off here?
Like shallowing has been like the most part of my headspace.
Yep.
And making sure that like my wrists, at least like I have this feeling because I problem with my wrist. But when I hear it click, I know that I'm actually blowing it out, like flexing it out.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. But it's a bit like a dance injury from like back in the day.
Okay.
And so it's a bit of a tell that I'm doing it.
I worry that we have to wait for a click in a bone for you to feel like you're ready.
I would rather it not. But then at the same time, like I'm thinking about that hand, and I'm also thinking about this one, and making sure that it feels like I'm going this way.
Okay. All right.
So it's
And this is all in the name of what?
I'm making sure that my club face is closed when I'm coming down.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then sometimes I grip it low because I know I can like get it controlled more.
Okay.
And that's another sort of.
Do you have any rabbit's feet in your bag? Same deal.
Okay. Yep.
So we're getting too much speed to the golf club is coming from your arms. Okay, and it's coming from your arms almost like too late in the game.
Okay.
All right, so your arms take the club back into this part of your backswing, and then you're rushing your arms to hit the ball past here. So you're not quite getting your body involved in any types of turns and rotations in order to make your arms move. You're kind of you're like stacking your body like it's like stuck from here into the ground and then swinging your arms around your body that way. And I want to free that up a little bit. So the first thing I want to do is actually work more on where you're going to end up in your finish, right? I want you to feel like you get more forward and more taller earlier in your finish. Okay, that's the first piece. But the second piece is just understanding that like this right here, this line that goes to the golf ball, our arms do not speed up past that line. So I don't want you to take your arms, which are holding your golf club, and speed them up past that line. Okay, by the time they get to that line, all the speed is done. It's over. There's nothing left we can do to it. From here on in, it's just trying to get my body tall and forward. Okay?
So these hips gotta.
It's not so much the hips. Just think of the front of you. Think of like the bottom of my pockets to like my Adidas logo here, trying to feel like all of that faces forward. And it'll face forward and you'll feel tall when you get there. Okay, that's our big step. Trying to feel like you can get there without your arms speeding up past that line. Your body can speed up past that line, turning around, but I don't want your arms to speed the club up past that line. It has to slow down by the time it gets to that line to let the club head catch up to the handle that you're holding. But if you're taking the handle because of your arm speeding up past this way, it's pulling the club out of the ground. I mean, if you were to hold it like this for me, so imagine the ball was here. Okay, so how do you make a swing hitting the ball this way? Full speed. Hitting the ball where it was, right here. Yeah, and through. Okay, keep going all the way through. All right, so feel like you release the club into the ball sooner. Right, you're kind of bringing your hands past where the golf ball is here. Okay, so I want the club head to get there before the hands. Nope. Okay, hold it here. Okay, so take it back. Okay, so now pretend it's here. Okay, again, one more time. Take it back. Now pretend it's here. There. But I think that in your swing, you're not letting your wrists let the club go past your arm. And you're trying to take your grip in your arms and pull all the way over to here. But I have to let that thing out this way, right? There. There's after impact. Kind of what I'd love to see today if we could get there. But when you're coming into this ball, you're moving this way and you're swinging your arms, which are pulling on the grip, which therefore are lagging the golf club all the way to here, right? So if we have any type of angle, which is just another fancy word for lag, we have to find a way to throw all that stuff out of here, get rid of it, right? So again, this is the finish line for your arms. And if your arms stop, it gives speed to the club head, right? Like think of a merry-go-round, right? Like the inside controls the horses, all right? And if I stop the inside really aggressively, the kids go flying. So brakes can create speed. So arms hit the brakes, but before this line, club gets speed at the golf ball, you finish tall and forward. That's our plan today. And we're just gonna have to find the right priorities and the right pieces for the right time. Yeah, we'll juggle through a bunch of stuff. Decent, give me another one. Oh, hey, now we're talking. So the big way that we can get a better feeling of being able to, swing this club differently is to change a little bit of your feels. And the only thing I discuss in feels is like your feeling in your body, whether the arm is like loose or it's squeezing and there's pressure. I can talk about that type of feeling, right? But if I asked you to hold your hand like flat straight to the sky, you might tell me that, hey, I feel straight to the sky. It's not there, but if you feel it that way, it is what it is. But with the squeeze, it's a little bit different. So I want you to feel as though that when you're making your backswing, that these are staying soft, right? There's no squeeze, there's no tension from shoulders down all the way to your hands, okay? And how far into your backswing can you go keeping all of this soft and tension-free, right? That's how we create all these awesome looking positions at the top, by keeping things soft. It's not about trying to do things, right, and really force this club into a spot up here. If I feel like I can just keep things soft all the way to the top, now, because it's soft, I can get my body to turn and face the target. The only time I feel like I have to squeeze things is down here, where I squeeze my arms to stop them, to allow my floppy wrists to kick this club out. So without the stand and the turn, there we go. That was it. That's stopping the arms at the right time to allow the club head to go. And this is where I might be one of the only teachers around that encourages people to flip the club.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, every tour player, when you look at them, you can look at them from 6 different angles right here, and everybody would agree, yep, they flipped it. Well, then flip's the bad word, not the action that looks like this. So every tour player flips it the right way. They just do it at a different time. And as the club gets longer, the flip happens more and more. But if you take, Phil Mickelson with a driver, his bottom hand comes off the golf club. But if you watch him with a wedge, the hands are out of the picture. Because this is trying to go low, this is trying to go far and high. Takes his hand off the club, he's flipped it so hard. Okay? So the flip doesn't happen because I'm trying to do it. The intentional flip is the problem. The one where we stop the arms to allow the wrists to continue, allow the wrists to let the club go, that's an unintentional flip. That comes with a passive release, something where I'm not doing anything with my hands and my arms. So I want to feel for the first part of this is that you feel like you keep things soft until you have to stop the arms to let the club go. Okay? And see how I finished?
Yeah.
I didn't put the club there. I stopped my arms and everything past where I stopped kept going. Right? The kids fly off the horses on the merry-go-round when you stop the merry-go-round. So the last piece, if we add that stopping, which that line right here just before the golf ball, if I allow that stopping but also turn and stand tall, right, I get the look of a finish position. I get the look of a golf swing, right? But I get there and I'm balanced and it's like, oh, like everything just stopped at the same time. It's because that's what sequence does. So we've got our ideas, stopping the arms, standing tall. Okay? So I've stood tall, I'm forward, but I stop my arms here to allow this to happen, and it dragged all this up. But I didn't take my arms and use them to take this grip and pull it toward the target. That's not golf, right? And, the guys that started with video, whoever started using video started to say, hey, like, look at all these golfers with all this shaft lean. And I guess we have to keep things like that. So now we started teaching golfers to go, perfect shot. You never let go of it. That's the lowest, slowest shot, right? Because when you look at a long driver, they do the exact opposite. Okay, so when you look at 2 sets of golfers, one trying to hit it far, one supposedly trying to hit it straight, you get the lowest, shortest, and the longest, highest. So the more we can feel like the slowing of the arms is what squares the face, and what keeps the face square is you standing forward and tall, right? We get the appearance, stop, right? I stop here, I have the appearance of all this stuff, and all of this just kind of lets go. I'm not trying to hold on to any angles this way and not let this part pass my hands. I'm actively encouraging it to happen. Okay? Lots of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So based on all of that, we're going to try and find your, like I said, your priorities, the things that we need to get to for you. So imagine that line, that's the finish line for your arms. Yeah, and turn and stand tall at the end. It's going to feel like the effort you put in is the same amount, just less time, less of it. Okay, one more time. Recognize where your arms stopped or didn't stop. Oh, not bad. Shorter finish. Try to feel like your arms actually finish shorter. Stop them. Don't let them move so far. Mm-hmm.
stopping triggers that I'm starting to like.
It is. It's hard to understand that because we feel as though that the golf swing is all about trying to keep things moving faster, when it's actually a series of things going fast and slowing down and going fast and slowing down. So by the time you get to the ball, I almost want you to feel like your body's almost stopped here. Let the club head release and then continue on. The freezing and the stopping of your body is like someone, the towel snap, right? I have to hold back on that part that I'm holding in order to let that snap. But if you had a towel in your hand, holding it in your glove, Mr. Driver, how would you towel snap the golf ball? Would you ever bring your arm past the ball?
No.
Try it. Right? Notice that. Notice you'd never bring your hand and arm past the ball if you're trying to towel snap. This is just a stiffer towel. Okay. So if we looked at trying to have two things at the end of your swing, well, first one, I guess I have to say number one is speed. Let's hit this far. I want it to go as far as you can today. In the finish, I want you to stand tall with your hands the closest to the ground. So your body is tall and the arms are pushed down the most. So this is where I feel like it's almost like God, it's superhero guys in the tip of my tongue where he flies around the city like this. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to get you to feel at the end of your swing. That you finish your swing and you're pushing down hard with your arms to keep the club down, but you're standing tall. And that standing tall is what pulls the club out of the ground, not your arm swing. So arms low, arms short, you tall and forward. I would crank up the dial from like 4 to 8 on the speed meter. Like let's let this fly. Even if you don't hit it solid, I still want it to go far. If it goes crooked, it goes far into the woods. Like give this some really good speed. You tall, arms down. Good. And let's build off this. Right, so on that swing, you notice that your body got all the way through, but you pulled your hands over here. They got close to you. The whole point of this finish is to keep your hands away from you. Push them away from you. Right? If the handle of the club gets close to you on the follow through, it's still lagging the club head. So it's still not giving it the speed that we want. But the handle of the club, as a rule of thumb in almost every golf shot, is keep it away from you as long as you can. Good. And so once you finish your swing, fix it. Like get to your finish wherever you stop, fix it, and then start again and try and get back into that spot. But I would say that like your whole report card today is based on where and how you finish. Not about your swing, because your swing and your grip and all that stuff's good. And so the golf club acts like a bit like a teeter-totter. The more we push down on the handle, the more the club head goes up. The more I pull up on the handle, the more the club head goes down. Right? So when I'm finishing this swing and I'm trying to feel in my Ironman finish where I'm really tall but I'm pushing down with my arms, all that's doing is it's keeping this going down. So by the time the club goes that way, it'll go back up again. Right? It'll swing kind of like around this handle. Right? It'll swing all around this handle if we use it the right way. But if this handle keeps moving and keeps pushing, it never has a chance to slow down. So if I come into here and I bring the handle down to there, all right, and I get the club head to hit the golf ball from here, what way is the handle going? But away from the target. So it doesn't actually happen like that. The grip doesn't move away from the target as much, but it slows down to almost a zero to let that catch up. But it definitely doesn't keep pulling. Okay? All right, so we want to try and get to a point where we've got the arm slowing down, almost like I asked you to make a swing and let go of your club. It would go down the target line. I didn't need to throw it down there. I don't need to use my arms to push it down the target line. If I let go of it at the right time, it will go there. So I want to feel like my release in the swing is stopping to do something. So I stop speeding up my arms to let them slow down and let that catch up. So you can see in my finish position here, hands are really low, but that ball took off because that sped up when this slowed down. This part speeds up when that goes in the opposite direction of the target. Like, I'm not trying to flip it through, but I know that if I push in that direction hard, it's going to make it go that way really fast. So I think that the big concept today is trying not to speed and not to pull the arms around the corner all the way up here, feeling as though that you can slow them down back here and let your body pull them up that way. And that's what's going to let this happen better.
Slowing it down when it reaches.
Maybe even before that with the driver. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But until it slows down, all the speed in the world. Right, we're still trying to hit it hard. We just have to know when something slows down to give it the speed at the ball. How you doing?
What?
Okay.
Partway there, it's great.
Beautiful. Good. Yeah. Better. Got that club to do something different. So, I like to get into people's head in terms of like giving them a picture to think about. And if I can think that two important things are the direction of where my thumbs go, right? Like right now my thumbs are pointed at the ball. I want to get my thumbs pointed to the sky, and I want to get my thumbs pointed to the target. And I think if you felt as though that you tried to get your thumbs pointed to the target earlier instead of I think that'll give you a sensation of what you have to do with your hands and arms and wrists and all that stuff. Give you a direction to point things.
Like your Iron Man tees?
I do. I've got the plastic ones, yeah. Who knows what's in this bag?
So thumbs to the ground.
Thumbs start at the ground.
Yeah.
Point them to the sky.
Yeah.
Point them to the target. So I hope that this idea doesn't like cloud the idea that I want you to hit it as far as you can. Okay, so like the speed into the ball has to be very high. Once, like just before the golf ball is hit, that's when I want the speed to be 0. Not bad. Let's tee the ball down a little bit. We've got under the ball a few too many times. Okay, another one. So make a practice swing for me. Okay, so take it up to the top, all the way as far as you can go. Okay, now start swinging through. And how would you make a finish without hitting me? How would you swing this club? Right? Oh, look at that. Totally the opposite of this going in that way and that staying out there.
Right.
Okay, start again. So how do you feel like you're almost swinging? Yeah. Yeah, good. One more time up to the top. Take it up there and hold it. And hold it there. So what if it was like... Soften up your arm squeeze. Soften up your grip squeeze. Down behind, out to the right. Yeah, one more time. On the way up, hold it up there. Okay, so bring the club head down here toward my heel. Good, now turn it, now just turn to the target. There it goes. Comes from a different line. Yep. More. More down toward my foot back there. More on the, not backswing. Downswing toward my foot. Backswing's fine. Down here toward my feet and through. There, another one. More like, so club head, not grip. Club head down toward my foot back here. Down. Good. Come look at that.
So thumbs to the ground.
Thumbs start at the ground.
Yeah.
Point them to the sky.
Yeah.
Point them to the target.